Hello, my name is Madison Loyd, and our group will be talking about the process of exporting soybeans from the United States to China. You'll be hearing from me, Madison Loyd, first, and then my group members, Kathrine and Eva. So, for some context, why does China need to buy soybeans from out-of-country sellers in the first place? Because China cannot produce enough soybeans for themselves. Between 1959 and 1961, the Great Famine killed millions of people via starvation. Since rice is more self-sufficient than soybeans, it reinforced the need for rice, and it increased the demand for rice drastically. However, now that the Great Famine is over, China includes soybeans into a number of dishes, sauces, etc. But they have no place to grow it. So if they ever converted the rice fields back into soybean fields, it would just be incredibly impractical and honestly do more harm than good. So they buy them instead. Also, a number of their soybeans that actually do grow, that they do grow themselves, become food sources for animals, mainly pigs. They have an incredibly large pig population, and many of their dishes include pig meat. So it gives them more of a reason to want to buy soybeans from an outside source. So continuing on, the optimal location for soybean growth would be from Illinois. So this is where we are planning to ship our soybeans from. It is the leading state to grow soybeans with 10.5 million acres of soybeans with an average yield of 58 bushels per acre and a total production of 611.9 million bushels of soybeans. Illinois has roughly 975 grain handling operations and has a capacity of 23,500 short tons of processing per day.
So starting on slide 4, when it talks about shipping soybeans, so we thought of a way that we would ship them on a train to LA, Long Beach, San Diego, or San Francisco, and then from there you would put them on a ship and then ship them to China through the Pacific Ocean. But when doing the research, you find out that you would put them in containers and then you would put them on a barge, ship them down the Ohio River, Illinois, Missouri, and the Mississippi, then arrive to New Orleans where it gets graded and put on a vessel. So when you grade soybeans, it's a sense of the quality and how good they are. So compared to, you don't want any that are bad. So to continue the shipping on the soybeans, after being loaded on a vessel, the soybean containers will travel down the Panama Canal on a vessel and go through all the channels of where they flood it one area to make sure it's the same level of water on the other, and then from there, from once it's done going down the canal, the vessels will cross the Pacific Ocean and end up on the East Ocean's oils in China. And that is where they do the processing of the soybeans. So the pricing on shipping. So when it comes to shipping, when it comes down to a barge and going down the rivers on the barge, there's a thing called price takers. So the farmer or whoever is going to be shipping has to kind of take that price that they set. You can't negotiate on it. So that's one thing that makes it hard for when things are price takers. You just take what you have. Because there's also a contract that you make with a barge. Like I'm going to grow this many soybeans this year, so you make sure you have room for me to send soybeans down. And then also, like I was saying, shipping on trains are difficult because the price of the railroad the price and the way workers are very difficult because they don't like to work with people. So when you want something done and done efficiently, you're going to be like, hey, kind of more hands-on and say, this is what I need. But a lot of the times the railway systems do not work like that. It's very difficult to get them to adjust some things in their schedule to coincide with what you're doing. They're just not really cooperative. And that's on slide 6. Now, slide 7 is about regulations. So there's barriers when it comes to everything that you do. You have your tariffs that are barriers. Also, shipping can be considered a barrier due to the fact that it depends on how long it takes. So, pesticides is another regulation, which for soybeans, it's called Roundup Ready. So, pesticides that kill weeds, not soybeans, and they just use regular Roundup. So it kills all the weeds that are in the field where the soybeans are growing. And when I was talking about the grading, we're going to talk about soybeans number 2. They're good quality, they're dry, and they're really good quality for grains and oils. And also we have to follow government regulations, so things that the USDA or the Farm Bureau and wherever we're going to be, in Illinois, they have regulations that we have to follow. So, and even national, and even regulations that China has now set for their, for them accepting soybeans and stuff. So, like, they might not use a pesticide that, we use, and they don't approve of it. So it's really good that it's all it really takes is Roundup Ready for soybeans to be approved to China. And then lastly, it's about tariffs. So the Chinese tariff has caused the demand for soybeans to decrease over the years due to the fact that there's just kind of been an ongoing war between, the Chinese government and the United States government. And when you have a really high tariff, the demand for things just kind of go down because you're paying so much more, or the consumer's paying more, the farmer's going to be paying more, and that's just not fair in general. So the final destination of the soybeans will end up in the East Oceans oils in China, and then when they go to the plant of East Oceans in China, that they will either be crushed into oil or sell them by a bag, which would be the size of the bag would be for feed. So there's 2 ways that they use soybeans over there, but they used to sell them by big bags, but now they sell them in small quantities, which I think is just different, but that's just my opinion. But that's where the soybeans will go after traveling about 2 months across the ocean.
Hi, my name is Perez. I'll be presenting on the following sections, which are the global market, the role of the U.S. in the global market, who dominates the global market, as well as some potential buyers for the product. According to the research I conducted, the United States, Brazil, Argentina, Canada, Paraguay, and Uruguay are the largest producers and exporters of soybeans in the world, accounting for more than 85% of the global production. A study shows that the fastest growing country is Asia Pacific, the largest market is Europe, and according to the calculate compound annual growth rate, the global soybean consumption expanded to a 3.5%, and it's expected to grow further during the forecast period, which started from 2015 to 2024. The United States in the global market. The United States holds a share of 34.3% in global soybean production, Following Brazil and Argentina, soybeans dominates the oilseeds industry in the United States, accounting for more than 80% of the country's production. In the United States, there has been increased demand for biofuel, also where soybean oil is used as feedstock. Overall, the increase in demand for high quality protein and nutritional properties may encourage high soybean production over the forecast period, which I repeat myself, from 2015 to 2024. Who dominates the global market? Who dominates the global export market? Brazil does. Brazil dominates the global export market as the largest exporter of soybeans, having a 51% of total exports, followed by the United States, Argentina, Paraguay, and Canada. The use of soybeans. Healthier cooking oil, which helps to bake from cakes to French fries. Sustainable fuel, which is a biodiesel made with soybeans oil, and it can help reduce greenhouse gases by up to 86% compared to regular diesel. And cleaner oceans, lakes, and rivers are also benefits from the use of soybeans, which are used to create an environmental friendly solvent that can safely remove oil from creeks, streams, and oceans shorelines. Safer household products are made, better food for animals, and in general is better for the world. Some of the potential buyers I found are, excuse the pronunciation, Shandong Yining Trading Corporation. The main products that they trade are black beans, mung beans, red bean, kidney bean, and white bean. It trades 10% of North America's soybeans, and the second buyer would be Dilian Shining Trading Corporation. The main products that they work with are white kidney beans, dark kidney beans, agricultural and sideline products trade, and it trades 10% of North America's soybeans. The third one I found is Xin Feng Corporation, and the main products again are soybeans, and it also trades at 10% of North America's soybeans. In addition, shipping soybeans from Illinois to California and then from California to China takes up to 2 months. Thank you for your time.